Welcome to this next video from Howard Piano Industries. We're going to be showing you today how to measure your piano hinge for the right size of hinge pin. When a lot of times we'll get calls from people that have lost the pin that holds the hinge. You know, on grand pianos especially, they'll have a hinge, usually two of them, that hold the lid on to the body of the piano. And often I'll get calls from piano movers that because they take the hinge pins out because they remove the lid and they move the piano, and then all of a sudden they've lost the pins, so they don't know what size pin that piano uses. So we're going to show you today how to do an easy way, if you don't have the pins, to figure out what size hole the hinges have for the pins. Typically we use like drill bits. I've got some different sizes of drill bits here. I've got a let's see, I think this one's an 1/8 inch, which would be equivalent to 0.125 inches. If you want to convert the standard size drill bits like that are in fractions to a thousandths of an inch decimal point, which is how we've got them sized, is you just do a division problem. So like 1/8 would be just 1 divided by 8. You can do that on your calculator. 1 divided by 8 is 0.125 inches. I've got a drill bit here that's 9/64. 9 divided by 64 is about 140 thousandths, which we do have a hinge pin that's 140 thousandths. That's a fairly common size for grand pianos. And then, so if you've got a 9/64 inch drill bit and it fits in the hole fairly easily. Now this one here, I can tell is probably a little bit too loose. It just slides in and it's got some wiggle room. The most common size, which is even more common than the 0.140, is the 0.150. So here I've got a drill bit that's 5/32. Okay, so if I did on the calculator 5 divided by 32, come up with 0.156. Okay, so this one, you know, if I've got a 0.150 inch pin and my 5/32 inch drill bit, okay, so that fits, but it's fairly tight. Okay, and if that's what you get, or if it just doesn't, if the 0.140 inch drill bit, or the, what do we call this? We call this 9/64. If that is in there and it's loose, and then the 5/32 goes in there and it's too tight, then you're probably gonna need a 0.150 inch hinge pin. Okay, and again, that's the most common size. And you know, and if you've got bigger, like some of the pianos have larger hinge pins, then you go to larger drill bits and go through the same process in trying to figure out which size, or at least get a rough estimate, you know, of which size hinge pins your piano uses. So that's a fairly easy way. And again, we get a lot of calls, people asking, how do I know which size hinge pin that I need to order? And this is the way to do it. So if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. The website address is howardpianoindustries.com.